Hey, it's Kevin with the New Warehouse Podcast, and I am in Columbus, Indiana, at a special location here at the Toyota Material Handling North American headquarters, where they manufacture some forklifts. And I am joined with the CEO and President, Brett Wood. And normally we catch up at ProMat or Modex, but we're actually in your office today, right? So tell us a little bit about where we are today, Brett.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me, and thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me, I think, actually. Right?
All right, well, having me on your podcast.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's great to have you here and to see you and not be in the middle of a trade show somewhere in Chicago or in Atlanta, and to be here
a little less busy around
Columbus,
us, right?
Indiana. Yeah. So welcome to the home of Toyota Material Handling North America. This is our headquarters in Columbus, Indiana. It's our kind of, welcome to Middle America. To be here is really special to have you here. So we've had this factory here for about 36 years. So back in 1990, Toyota decided to build its first forklift factory outside of Japan. And their choice was right here. It was a cornfield in Columbus, Indiana. And now it actually started around about 100,000 square feet, pretty modest facility, a couple hundred people, and started building forklifts, like I said, back in 1990. Fast forward to today, we have expanded tremendously. We now have almost 2 million square feet under roof.
Wow.
In addition to the new factory that we're launching tomorrow. Big campus, if you will. 2,100 people are now here designing, building, supporting forklifts and our products that we have for our dealers and our customers. It's really great to see the support that we get from the local people here in Columbus, Indiana, the politicians, the community, and I feel like we're really embedded in Middle America here with our Toyota philosophy, our Toyota culture, and also giving back to the community quite a bit too. So right now, we're about 1 in every 3 forklifts sold in North America is either Toyota or a Raymond product.
Really?
A lot of them come out of this factory here. We have 5 factories located around North America that build forklifts. We have 8 total factories that support it with components and like a supplier. And right now, all those factories build about 400 forklifts a day. Who knew our world needed so many forklifts, right?
Yeah, a lot of stuff to pick up and put down, I guess.
Exactly. Everything you touch, everything you own, everything you eat or drink probably was handled by a forklift somewhere
at some
along
point,
the supply chain, right? So with 400 forklifts a day being built, it's almost like a forklift every 4 minutes. Here in our factories, our tack time. And it's pretty exciting to see our support of the not just the U.S. supply chain, but the global supply chain, and with our products. And we're more than just forklifts too. So we've been talking about those products, and that's our main core products. But we're also advancing into automation with our partners at Toyota Automated Logistics, formerly known as Bastion. You're going to get to see some of that in that new factory tomorrow. So the automation world is exciting, and we're partnering with our group companies on that. We do a lot with telematics. We have a lot of data, and our products can gather data to help our customers be more efficient. And we also, spend a lot of time with our safety of our products, helping customers operate every day in a good, safe manner. So we like to say we're a solutions provider.
Sure.
More than just a forklift provider.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, the breadth of that, there's so much there, right? And I think it's really interesting, too, that you're able to leverage your internal partners, I guess, in a sense, with Toyota Automated Logistics to help with some of the things that are going on in your manufacturing plants as well. As I saw previously at the parts distribution center, right, with the auto store from, previously Bastion, now Toyota Automated Logistics. Now, at this facility, on this campus, Are you manufacturing all models of forklifts? Is it specific models? What is coming off the line here?
Yeah, so we are building counterbalance forklifts, if
okay.
you will. And coming off the line, our main factory started with engine products and IC, internal combustion engine products, which are LP, gas, or diesel powered. Sure. And that's probably like our core model that we started many years ago. And it's evolved into more electrics. So we also build in this factory a 4-wheel electric and a 3-wheel electric model. And those are have really evolved for us from a manufacturing point of view, because now we build all those products on the same line. And so we've created this flexible manufacturing capability, part of Toyota's production system, or TPS type system, that allows us to have a just-in-time manufacturing, but also be very flexible if customer needs an electric or an engine product or something special, a design on it. We have the capability now to do that. So our new factory.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why we're here.
Okay.
Right? It's focused solely on electric, right?
Solely electric, exactly. Yeah, so our new factory will build just electric powered, starting with a stand-up counterbalance truck. Okay. And a little bit about that is it was an interesting decision we made about 2 years ago. So the new factory is actually on a former unused cornfield across the street. Okay.
Yeah.
So across the street is to this main campus here. So the proximity is nice. We can, share components, share talent very easily. And but that product we've sold for a long time, built by the Raymond Corporation in Greene, New York. Outside of Binghamton is our other big main facility. And that product was built there for many, many years, doing really well in the market for both the Raymond and the Toyota brands. The decision was that area is very hard to expand, that factory. But the market was growing, the demand was growing. There's a school on one side of the factory, there's a freeway on the other, there's houses on the other. We don't have the nice cornfields that we have around here that have in Indiana with the ability to expand. So great decision by a task force that was put together about where to build our products for the future. Build the stand-up rider, move it from New York to Indiana, this new factory, and then that allows in New York for us to build more order pickers and more reach trucks, which is a really large demand for the warehousing and distribution centers across America. So we can now move the space. We'll be able to be expanded in New York. The people there that we're building stand-up rider can help us build more reach trucks and more order pickers. So no change in workforce, and the beauty of it, it's a win-win here. We can now expand. We're building about 8 per day just to start with. Okay. But in September, we have plans to build 24 per day. So within a month or two.
Quick ramp up.
Very quick ramp up. And then looking into the future, probably around 2030 or whatever the demand is for the future, which we think will be high, we can build about around 100 a day or so. It was
the same setup, same factory.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow.
So it was designed with that in mind. For that flexibility and that ability to grow pretty easily. And so it was a nice win-win situation for us, recognizing the trend towards more electric vehicles, which was back to your original question.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because I think every time we've talked in the past, we kind of touched on this a little bit. The kind of the evolution of electric and the adoption rate of electric. So, obviously, dedicating a facility to it, I think that's a signal in the market for sure. So, tell us a little bit about what do you see on that front? Is the demand continuing to increase from electric? Is IC kind of decreasing? What does that look like right now?
Sure. Yeah, so the electrification of our industry is an important trend. And I feel pretty confident about that. I'll give you some numbers to consider. So in 2023, just a couple of years ago, the electric ratio was about 66% of the overall market. Okay, so 66% of the market was electric, and then 34% was engine or IC powered. That was just in 2023.
Yeah.
Last year, 2025, just a couple years later, it grew to 70%.
Wow. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And years ago it was maybe 50-50. So there's definitely been a big trend more towards electric. And I'm confident that it'll continue to grow and might even get to 80% within the next 5 to 10 years. There are certain markets that are already 80% electric. The
really?
Chicago market,
Yeah.
the Boston market are already 80% electric right now. A lot of warehouses, a lot of distribution centers, grocery chains and so forth that predominantly use electric power. And so what people might ask is, why the growth?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so why the trend? And I believe there's a couple of good reasons. Obviously one is about sustainability and better future for our world.
Sure.
Using more electric power. But also technology has really improved and changed a lot over the years. I started in the industry 37 years ago. An electric forklift wouldn't go up a ramp as fast as an engine powered forklift.
Yeah, the power wasn't quite there, right? Yeah.
Today it's there.
Yeah.
So today, now an electric forklift can go up a ramp just as easily or as well as an engine-powered forklift. So the motor technology has really improved. And another advantage, I think, of electrics is noise levels. And I remember when I was young, starting in the industry, and I was visiting a lot of customers. I visited a customer that just switched from engine-powered forklifts, they're running around the docks, to electric.
Sure.
I went up to the operators, and I love talking to forklift operators. They tell you really what's going on, right?
How they really feel.
Exactly. And I said, so what do you think about this electric forklift? Oh, we love it. I go, yeah, it's great, huh? They told me less vibration, so it's a smoother ride.
Yeah.
And they said it's a lot quieter.
Sure, yeah.
So from, that's their 8-hour-a-day office.
Yeah.
So that's kind of some of the nice advantages that you might see with an electric forklift versus an engine-powered forklift. There's still a demand and a need for engine power, especially in the outdoor applications and lumber yards and ports and so forth.
Yeah.
Where you still need that extra power and kind of that longevity.
Yeah. Are you seeing? I'm curious. Are you seeing like existing customers who have IC in like current buildings? Are they switching fleets over to electric, or is it more so as they go and get like a new distribution center or stand up a new operation that when they get a new fleet they're going to go to it, or are they saying like, you know what, we're done with IC, we want to go to electric?
Yeah. So a little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both, and that's a great question. But the numbers themselves probably show that it's more the greenfield type operations that are saying we're building a new warehouse, a new facility, distribution center, and we want to make it electric.
New
power.
Fleet. New,
So they're putting in the charging stations right from the begining, and the ability to handle that type of product, as opposed to modifying an old facility where you have to install, new electrical considerations,
charging infrastructure, everything
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
But there's definitely some customers that are switching, and I think one of the trends for the future too is an outdoor designed forklift frame.
Okay.
With a battery inside of it. So basically, taking a very rugged forklift that can handle rough terrain and surfaces and weather, taking out the engine component,
Yeah.
the drivetrain, and putting in an electric, drivetrain or
Yeah,
power
yeah.
source. The key is that, how long can it last? Right? So now you kind of bleed into the automotive industry. Do
Yeah.
they have range anxiety? Right?
Sure.
And people,
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
want to buy electric cars, are not sure how, if they're going to be able to
Yeah,
drive
am I
from
gonna
point A
get
to point B.
stuck on the side of the road somewhere?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So the new technology, though, is really helping. The higher voltages, lithium-ion batteries now starting to be more popular,
Yeah.
and starting to replace some lead-acid batteries. So that's, I think, the future's pretty exciting, frankly, and
Yeah.
so much so that we're building our own and selling Toyota-branded, Raymond-branded lithium-ion batteries.
Right. Yeah.
So we started that just last year. It's at a factory in Binghamton, New York.
New York, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so that's again, another example of, we want to be a solutions provider and provide the customer everything they need for their application.
Yeah. And then the new facility here, is that coming off predominantly lithium electric or predominantly lead acid?
Well, the products will
Yeah.
take either.
Well,
So
it's
we're building the
so-
forklifts,
okay.
and then they'll take either a lead acid battery or a lithium ion battery, whatever
Got it.
the customer prefers.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the evolution on the power side of the forklift. But what about just the forklift in general? How is the forklift in general evolving, and what are some of the demands from the customer? I mean, are we moving more towards automated forklift versus human operated forklift? Where do you see that kind of standing in the
Okay.
market?
Yeah, so matter of fact, the new product that we're building in the new factory here is actually a redesigned model. So we didn't take
okay.
just the old model that we were building in New York and move it to here.
Yeah.
We spent the last 2 years redesigning it. So it's a brand new model. So our customers, our dealers are excited about
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a new location. And so one of the key areas is about ergonomics. So ergonomics, safety, I think you're going to see that a lot in all forklifts.
Yeah.
The operator, as we just mentioned, is really important in the equation.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's their office,
It's
right?
their 8-hour
Yeah.
office, right? So their ability to be comfortable, to have good visibility, to be efficient, in what they do. That's really kind of the bottom line with most customers, is
Yeah.
getting more work done in the same amount of time that
Sure.
they have. So performance is really important, but I think ergonomics, performance, and then with electric forklifts, the ability to have long runs and short charging times. So you get that forklift back in operation. So I think that'll shape the future designs. But then you mentioned automation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to. I mean,
Yeah, we have
it's
to.
there in the market, right?
Which is
yeah.
great. I'm a former engineer, so I love technology.
Yeah.
I would live in a smart house if I could. So the automation is really important trend for our industry. And I think you said, are customers considering automation? I would say yes, considering, but it's depends on the application, depends
Okay.
on the customer. For example, how many hours are they running? How many shifts?
Sure.
How many forklifts in their fleet? How big is their fleet size? And then their location, how is the workforce? Right? So do they have enough people to drive forklifts?
Yeah. Or they're coming up short in
Do they
labor
not
pool.
have enough people to drive forklifts?
Yeah.
Forcing them maybe to automate more. What are the labor costs in that specific state or city or region? So all those factors will be important to a customer in trying to make a decision whether to automate or not. But we are seeing that as a future trend. We're partnering with our Toyota group companies, Toyota Automated Logistics, Bastian, Vanderlande, Viastor. Very blessed and lucky to have that opportunity to work with them and help us automate our forklifts and give the customers, what they really like. Here's something, Kevin, that I like semi-automated.
Okay.
Okay, so the theory or the approach could be during the day you might have operators to drive the forklifts around. Okay, so you jump on the forklift, you drive it, does what it needs to do. Then you want to expand to a second shift. Your business is growing, whatever it is,
Sure.
a distribution center, warehouse, manufacturing even. And they want to go to second shift. Well, they don't have enough forklift operators or can't find someone to work at night. Flick a switch, now that forklift could be automated.
In automation mode, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's something customers should consider for the future, that ability to have both, actually.
Yeah, almost like a hybrid approach
Exactly.
in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense because it is kind of, and I think that also, when you think about the like adoption, right, and the comfortability, like that also allows you to kind of ease into it a little bit and test it, but go back to the manual state as well and figure that
Sure.
out. So I'm curious, from the Toyota perspective. I mean, as these things evolve, right, and obviously technology as a whole, right, it's just advancing so rapidly, right, especially in our space. And how do you kind of stay ahead on that, and how do you look at innovation and make sure that you're, I guess, maybe placing the right bets in a sense as Toyota, and how you're redesigning forklifts and thinking about future models and things like that. I mean, how do you think about that?
Yeah. So it's pretty basic.
Okay.
What do customers want? Okay, so we all
Sure.
say we want to address customers. Well, let's go ask the customers.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing. We get a lot of input directly from customers. We like to do surveys. We like to go and visit them, see how they're using their products, and then what are they thinking about for their future. And then what's important too is our dealer network. So our dealers sell, they sell 80% of our business is through our dealers. So I like to treat our dealers as customers too. And so the dealers give us really good information. So we have surveys, we have meetings with them, brainstorming sessions,
Sure.
just to talk about what's important from their point of view, maybe what they're hearing from their customers, and then we can plan or react accordingly. I love to visit trade shows.
Yeah.
And we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
To see what technology is coming in the future. It doesn't have to be exactly forklift related too. It could be technology in another industry that if we have the vision, we could see that being used in our industry.
Okay.
Yeah. And then another area is using universities. So one example we have is part of our research project, especially with our Raymond engineers that we have in New York. We like to go to universities, and it's common to say, here, can you work on this project for us?
Yeah.
Like a capstone project or a project team. So years ago, we flipped that. I had an idea.
Okay.
And I said, let's go to university and say, what are you working on today that maybe we could use in the material handling industry?
Sure.
And so we flipped it, and we're funding
Yeah.
some universities to work on, projects that they were thinking about, maybe for the automotive industry, actually that could be used on forklifts, or that could be used in material handling. So that helps us stay in touch with, especially academic world, as far as what the young smart people in America are thinking about.
Sure.
Working. I mean,
next generation coming up.
yeah, like everything's an app, right? Or an avatar nowadays. And okay, how can we use that in our world somehow? But the main thing is really hearing from customers, and we actually have a phrase for it. It's called Genchi Genbetsu. It means go and see with your own eyes.
Yeah.
And when I was in charge of product planning years ago, everybody on our team, we had to see at least 20 customers a year. No matter what project you're working, you had to get out of the office and go see a lot of customers every year, see with your own eyes what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious. I mean, you've been here a while, right? And you've been through the kind of Toyota ranks to get to the level you're at now. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of customers in those years. So I'm curious, like, what's one thing maybe that's stood out to you the most when you visited a customer and you're like, oh, this is like a eureka moment almost?
Wow, that's a good question. So I have a couple.
Okay.
But one I remember, I think it was in Wisconsin, and we were visiting a paper manufacturing facility. And they were picking up large paper rolls. And that's a heavy load. A heavy load needs a big counterweight.
Sure.
For the laws of physics.
Yeah.
But the big counterweight made it so they couldn't fit into the trailer where they were moving the paper rolls.
They couldn't kind of swing.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a challenge.
Yeah.
And it always really tight. So that's when we came up with a design to make the counterweight not long, but taller. And it helped with the turning radius of the forklift. And that was purely because we saw the operators struggling to take this big paper roll with a big clamp on the front of it, a big forklift to fit into the trailer. So, and we actually called it a boxcar special.
I like that. It sounds like a cocktail almost. So
that was one of my good memories. And then that one customer too that we visited that changed from engine powered to electric, how that the customer really commented about lack of vibration, the operator, and the low noise levels, and that probably motivated us to even do more with our electric products.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And I mean, like you said, I mean, the only way that you would probably know about that counterweight is if you saw it in person, right? Because it is like, I mean, it's a little bit of a unique use case.
It is, and they had like an inch clearance to get that forklift to turn inside the into the boxcar. Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, when you resolved that with the taller counterweight, I mean, were there other customers that were like, "Oh, thank you, like this makes so much sense," but they weren't just,
and
they weren't
industry
like speaking
too.
up.
And then you started seeing other designs too from other companies with the same concept.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So great example there of how to do that. So now, we're here on the Toyota campus, right? Which is pretty incredible, right? I mean, it's very beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm curious, like, what's your favorite part of the campus?
Favorite part of the campus?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's like asking a father who your favorite child is, right? That's a hard one. I've got so many special places. All right, I'm not going to give you one. Can I do a couple?
Sure.
All right. So let's talk about, or I'll share with you maybe my personality and background. I'm a former engineer.
Yeah.
I don't do engineering anymore. On Saturdays and Sundays, it's kind of like at the house. It's about the only time I do any engineering on fixing a dishwasher or something. But you never forget being an engineer, being a technical person. I love walking out into the factory. When I'm not in a meeting, I'll go walk around the factory and just, if anybody loves to see how things are being made, I mean, it's like an orchestra out there, really, and you've seen it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Just parts coming in at the right time, and 4 minutes later, it's a forklift, and steel coming in, being cut and bent and drilled and then painted and assembled. It's pretty fast. So that's one of my favorite areas. I'm also a very curious person. I love to ask questions. And I like to hire people that are curious too. We want to hire passionately curious people. So another part that I enjoy seeing in our facility here is our national training headquarters. So we have a training facility that we bring in salespeople to learn about selling our product, but we also train our own employees for career development and so forth. And I love to see and just walk in and see what's going on in that world. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite training sessions is we have over 8,000 mechanics in the country.
Okay.
Working on Toyota and Raymond products. 8,000 technicians. We have a contest every year to kind of crown the best of the best.
Oh.
And when they win their regional contests, the regional winners come in here into our training facility, and then we have forklifts, and our experts put bugs in them that they don't know. The contestants don't know where they are.
Okay.
And then they have a stopwatch,
Yeah.
and then they see how fast the technicians, the mechanics, can find the problem with certain forklifts and how they go about doing it. And we have judges that judge, how well they diagnosed the product. So it's kind of find the problem, and then we give them prizes and recognition as being the best of the best. So that's kind of fun. So I love that area. And then maybe another part of my personality, I love being a good corporate citizen. It's one of our core values, giving back to the local community. So there's a little known room that we have here called the community room, community center.
Okay.
And that is a room where you can come in and help donate things or pack bags or make blankets for the local community. So we give associates time off every year to go volunteer at a local charity or local nonprofit. Sometimes the factory workers told us it was hard for them to take time off of work because they're working on the factory.
Sure.
So at lunchtime or before work or after work, they can go into the community center and be part of our projects. Without having to leave
the project to them.
Without having to leave the factory, we kind of bring the project to them. And it's a repurposed room that I love going in there and just seeing what's going on to help the local community.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that, definitely. So very interesting to hear that. Now, if we look kind of towards the future of Toyota Material Handling, obviously just opening a new facility here, so that's pretty new, and we talked a little bit about kind of evolution of forklift, but what does the future for Toyota in the forklift industry or material handling industry specifically look like?
Yeah, the investment here was exciting for us. That's a $100 million investment into a new factory here. It created 140 new jobs for the local community. So obviously we're very excited about that. Love to see people be excited to come to work and have an opportunity to work at a place like this. The future looks great for our industry. I would love to be 22 years old again right now because I think technology is going to move us so fast, and AI is going to be part of our world that'll make our industry even better than how it is today. But it'll move the next 5 years. Like I said, I think it literally will move faster and in a more exciting way than even the last 20 years. It's a good time to be in our material handling industry. It's a healthy industry. For Toyota specifically, and our Toyota and Raymond dealers and so forth, we like to plan for the future. So if you work at our company, you're not working at a company that plans for next week or next month or next year. We're planning for the next 5 years. And we meet routinely to talk about that plan. And so we created, actually was carrying this with me today, we created a Hoshin document to help us plan for the future.
Okay.
And it has 4 pillars on it. And we give this to all our employees. And the 4 pillars are respect for people, serve customers first, pursuit of excellence, and partner for success. With our core values and our leadership model being the base of the 4 pillars. And so when you think about the future, I love how we talk about respect for people.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like that is
it's
first.
First, right?
Especially with all the technology that you're talking about.
Exactly. And it could be people, our own associates, our own employees, and help them with career advancement, maybe some training opportunities. maybe some rotational programs that we're creating for them to get experiences different parts of the company. We're a big company now with our partner companies and our dealerships too.
Sure.
But not just those people. Respect for people also means for community, our country and globally, and sustainability, the environmental initiatives that we're working on. So, we're looking to, have amazing EcoVadis scores about our factories and our products to help with the future of our Earth, really, right?
Sure.
So anyway, so that starts with respect for people. And then secondly, if you don't have customers, you don't have a factory.
Yeah, very true.
Right?
Yeah.
So serve customers first. I think our team came up with that pillar for really good reasons. And we've talked a lot about, the importance of customers and how we need to hear their voice.
Listen to them.
But we want customers to be more efficient. And we think our Toyota principles and our Toyota processes can help with that. So trying to bring our TPS type processes even right to the dealers, right to the customers,
Sure.
is an important initiative for us because it makes them do more with less,
Right.
which is a wonderful thing for everybody, right?
Yeah.
And then pursuit of excellence, that catches safety, quality, delivery, on-time delivery. It catches these key performance indicators in an area that we're always trying to improve. I mean, our goal is to have 0 defects. No company will ever probably get there, but we always want that to be our North Star, to be our true goal from a quality point of view, and to improve everybody's cost structure too. And then our last one is partners for success. Partnering for success, that could have a broad definition, but I like partnering with our dealers, as I mentioned, the importance of them we're number one because of our people and our dealers. Partnering with our Toyota Group companies, as I mentioned, Bastian, Vanderlande, Via Store, and our automation group is a great example of that, but there's also Toyota Automotive, the technology that they're working on for automobiles and cars. Can we partner with them and use some of that technology in our forklifts, for example?
Where's the synergy? Yeah.
And then I love partnering with suppliers, and we like to call them partners because the suppliers are companies that work with us to bring products into our forklifts, into our products. We want to raise their game, raise their quality, raise their standards. And anytime we can help a partner like that or a supplier is good for everybody. I mean, good for us, good for the industry in general. And then, supply chain partners is always, partnering with other companies that might have technology that we don't have today. I love, going to Silicon Valley and talking to people. What are you working on?
Yeah.
And then, maybe we could use that in our industry.
Yeah.
A little bit. So.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and I love at the core of it all. I mean, sometimes when I ask people about what's in store for the future, they're like, oh, well, we're bringing in AI to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're investing in this technology. But you're very much focused, first and foremost on the human component, right? Whether it's like the internal humans here at the company, or your customers, as you mentioned, or the community at large,
community,
and the world,
dealers, suppliers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's really a fantastic thing to hear, and figuring out how to pair that with technology along the way is a great thing. So it's really good to hear about the future and kind of your thoughts and the evolution of the industry as a whole, and also to be here on site and be welcomed into your office here to talk to you as well. So really appreciate you having us here in Columbus, Indiana. Now, if people want to learn more about what Toyota has to offer from the material handling side, what's the best way to do that?
Probably through our websites. So ToyotaForklift.com, and the Raymond Corporation is a great way to start. and then connect with any of us on LinkedIn. We're using LinkedIn a lot also,
Yeah.
and myself too, to share information about our company. But our websites are the best place to get information about our products and what our company is working on.
All right, fantastic. And we'll definitely put all that information at thenewwarehouse.com as well as in the show notes for this episode so you can find it. So Brett, thank you once again for having me here in your office and coming on the show.
Happy to have you here, and thank you for coming. Good to see you.
You too. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video here on our YouTube channel, The New Warehouse Podcast, and I appreciate you tuning in. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video in particular, make sure you like it as well. And if you want to get this great t-shirt that you see in the video behind me, Warehouses Are Sexy, head to warehousesAreSexy.com and get your own.